Our next story's about nails.
Oh, great. A real problem area, that, especially if you spend all day at the keyboard.
Roof nails, actually, Anna.
Oh, they're cute little things. They've got hats on them.
Gillian and John Harrop bought a 9-year-old house and rural property in the Waitakaris near Auckland 5 years ago. A lifestyle block with plenty of space to bring up a young family and a couple of dogs. But in the last year or so, major problems on the roof.
Well, basically, Kevin, our roof leaks like a sieve, and it's, doing a lot of damage throughout the house. Well, all the plaster ceilings on the bathrooms, they're all falling to bits and they've got holes in them. We've had water running down the rafters and into the TV.
This is the sort of water damage they're looking at, where rain appears to be getting through the iron roof and dropping onto the plaster ceilings. And what you can see is just an indication of the actual damage done. So, big property, big house, and a big problem, which the Harrops put down to a little nail.
We've had a few plumbers up on the roof, and they've all sort of said basically the cap on the nail is failing, and that's allowing water to come in, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So,
Gillian, what does the nail supplier say?
Well, they think that it could be the way it's overlapped, or the way the builder put the roof up, or the plumber put the roof up.
But they're not accepting that there's a problem with the nails?
No.
The makers of these nails, Hilton Parker Limited, offered to replace them with screws at a special reduced price.
But the Harrops felt they shouldn't have to pay at all, and the offer was withdrawn. The nails in question are no longer being sold, but Hilton Parker Limited is adamant there was nothing wrong with them.
Which is interesting because when I bought a house 3 years ago, the roof also leaked like a sieve, and it had exactly the same nails. In my case, Hilton Parker replaced every nail with screws, free. And the roof supplier did the job for nothing, which is great because there hasn't been a leak since.
But why a fair go for Kevin and not the Harrops? Speculate if you will, but it doesn't seem right.
We got the experts, the Building Research Association of New Zealand, BRANZ, to look at the leaks on the Harrops roof and tell us what they thought was the cause. Mike O'Malley found that a lot of the plastic tops had popped off the nails, and while some nails were in perfect nick, others were rusted. We happened to be filming in Auckland the day it didn't rain, so out with the hose. Tracing water leaks in roofs is notoriously difficult, but after tests, our building expert, Mike O'Malley from BRANZ, reckons he's got this roof sussed.
The problem as I see it is that the nails that have been used for this type of roof seem to be leaking as a result of the test that we've done up on there. And the water is basically going through the nails and down the shank and leaking inside the house. Another problem which is up on the roof where the ridging hasn't actually been fixed to the two top purlins, so there could be leaks in that area as well, but the major problem as we see it is the actual nails.
Mike also says that an extractor fan which vents steam from the bathroom into the roof space probably isn't helping either.
But the experts still maintain the main problem is the actual nails. We referred the BRANZ report to Hilton Parker Limited. Surely this would convince the manufacturers to at least replace the nails free. Their response?
We do not consider there was anything wrong with the nails originally supplied and used in the Harrops roof. We wish to point out that the quality of subsequent maintenance work by unknown persons causes us concern. However, in order to preserve goodwill in the roofing industry, we will arrange for qualified roofing contractors to replace the nails with a suitable alternative free of charge.
We're pleased about that. And the roofing firm which put up the roof, Cowperthwaite's, have agreed to put right the ridging problem identified by BRANZ.
So we hope that's good news for John and Gillian, and our thanks to BRANZ for providing the expert help.
Remember last week we featured the outrageous con man Gavin, otherwise known as Kawana Morihu. He's trying to sign people into a deal for houses, cars and appliances, but he didn't want to answer questions about his latest pie-in-the-sky scheme.
Give me a name of one happy customer.
Apologise to New Zealand on my behalf.
Give me the name of one man that you put in a house.
You owe me this apology. In the name of Jesus.
Give me the name
you're just
of
a pack
one
of bureaucrats,
person.
scribes, Pharisees, that's what you are.
Give me the name of one...
Gavin Kawana Morihu. Last week we made the point that although the guy might seem a nutter, people could be hurt if they got caught up in his deals.
Since then, we've heard from viewers already burnt by Morihu, but one viewer wasn't impressed by our use of the word nutter.
Mr. Morihu is not a nutter. My surname is Nutter, and I'm proud of it. This person is by no means related to our family of good-natured, honest people. Many regards, Matthew Nutter, on behalf of the Nutter family, Auckland.
We checked with the phone books and sure enough, there are quite a few Nutters in New Zealand.
No Nutters in Wellington, interestingly enough.
But fair point, Mr. Nutter. From now on, we don't call anyone a Nutter unless that's their name. We'll stick with something a bit safer like Looney.
No, Anna. Check the phone book. I think we better go before we upset anyone else. Meanwhile, don't forget your votes for the Ad Awards.
We're getting plenty, but want lots more. You'll see the address again in just a moment.
See you again next week.
Good night.